Hey guys, I officially have my room clean, my craft room, my work room, whatever. So I'm going to start doing videos in here more regularly, which means that I'm able to do videos more often because there is really good sunlight in here during the daytime, and with daylight savings time, I've gotten an extra hour out of my day. So I honestly only have one question right now, and it's a question that I said that I was going to answer yesterday, but I got really caught up in cleaning this room because it was like, you couldn't even see the floor in here, and it's really important for me to have a place to do what I do in my practice that is away from everyone else in the house. The only other person who's really invited in here is my dog, who's in here right now. You can probably hear him snuffling around, finding kibbles on the floor, so I apologize if you hear him walking around or see him in the video. That is a mirror. I don't know, I feel like at some point someone's gonna be like, something's happening in the background. That's a giant mirror from top to bottom, so that's not actually the door. Anyway, so the question that I got 2 days ago that I said I was going to answer yesterday is by an anonymous asker. Can you make a video on astral travel? Maybe some of your experiences that you have had and some tips. A really, really long time ago, like several months ago, the whole Tumblr boom in astral travel sort of took off, and it's like suddenly everyone was astrally traveling and everyone was meeting up in this astral world that I was completely unfamiliar with. I certainly know about astral travel or concepts of an astral plane, out-of-body experiences. Those are things that have been written about in many different ways across tons of pagan and other religions, and then has become very popular in a lot of New Age works when you talk about out-of-body experiences and certain experiences that are I don't know, just sort of homogenous across like sensations and things like that you may feel when you have an out-of-body experience or a astral projection or astral travel experience. Unfortunately, I do not astrally travel. I'm not saying that I don't believe in it or I don't believe that the experiences of other people on Tumblr are not valid or true. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying that that is not at all part of my work. I consider hedge crossing and astral travel to be completely separate, different things. Hedge crossing refers specifically to communication with those human and perhaps, or how should I say this, things that existed in physical bodies on the planet Earth that no longer exist in physical bodies, and occasionally some other entities that may have never taken a physical form on our planet. So, as I understand it, astral travel can be accomplished through dreams. It can be accomplished through trance work, through meditation, and a few other, maybe also through trauma and things like that. So you may be transported astrally without your permission, and of course those experiences can be very scary. And I do understand that, and I know that astral travel, from the experiences that I have had that have not been voluntary, that it can be a very dangerous, traumatic, emotionally and, psychologically experience, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I don't want to make astral travel or astral projection or out-of-body experiences seem any more or less valid than hedge crossing, but I can really only speak to what I've experienced, and I don't want to put words in the mouths of people who are more adept, or I don't want to say adept because I feel like I would be adept at astral travel if I gave it a shot, but honestly I have no interest in meeting up with gods and mythological creatures on another plane. It's just not, it's just not what my practice is at all. Really the only entities and spirits that I deal with are those who have once had a physical form on this earth, or those who deal with the dead. So there are some non-god, if that makes sense, entities that I have experienced that I really can't put a name to. As far as hedge crossing goes, most of my experiences are not, these like amazing, life-changing, prophetic experiences like everyone on Tumblr seems to have. Most of what I experience is just snippets. It may be seeing something that I wasn't expecting that wasn't actually there, like in the physical sense. It may be hearing words that are not my own, or hearing thoughts that are not my own. It may be smelling someone's perfume who obviously isn't in the room. It may be feeling hands on me now and then, and those things are accomplished through things like meditation and trance work and other forms of hedge crossing that I use, like binaural beats and things like that. But honestly, I have had very few experiences in my life where, a spirit or whatever will come before me in full figure and give me some sort of message about what I'm supposed to be doing with my life or something that's going to happen in my life. I just don't think that those experiences are as common as we see them to be on Tumblr and other internet platforms. I think, unfortunately, a lot of what we see is one-upmanship and maybe wanting to experience these things, and that's really unfortunate. But of course, I do believe that there are genuine experiences of life-changing proportions in astral travel and hedge crossing. Again, I can't really give you tips for astral projection and astral travel. There are just so many people who do it on Tumblr that I'm not even going to try to do it. You can go ask them. There are plenty of people who absolutely love talking about their experiences in the astral, who have entire blogs dedicated to their astral experiences and their lives and their children that they have in the astral plane. And so I think those people are a lot better equipped to deal with questions about that than I am. Sorry, you can see my dog now. He's moving around, so it's wobbling my computer. So if you guys wanted to know more about hedge crossing and stuff like that, I do believe that I have a hedge crossing link in my sidebar, but also you can feel free to ask me questions about that. I would prefer if your questions were sort of, hey. I would prefer if your questions were specific. Obviously, if you say, how do you hedge cross, I'm just going to send you to an internet because I'm not going to write you a novel on how to hedge cross. If you have specific questions or you want to talk about a specific experience or ask me specifically about entities or spirits that I have met or seen or dealt with in that capacity, I'd be more than willing to answer those questions for you. So, just to recap, I don't astral travel. It's not a part of my practice. It's not something that I don't want to say I don't believe in it because I know it happens to other people, but it's not anything that I've ever been like, I'm going to learn how to do this. It's not of interest to me at all. So I'm sorry I can't be more helpful there. When it comes to hedge crossing, I'm a lot more proficient in that area, and I'd be willing to answer specific questions about that if you guys have them.